Good afternoon. How are you? Yes, I see Ilyas and Nasima and Rehan, Maafi, Nortin. Yes, you keep doing this up. Selma, Tikro. Okay, so sorry to be late, but you know the problem is always with Etisalat, that is the internet connection. Okay, good. If you keep up doing like this, you keep on doing this up, it help more. Maria, Raja, yes. So, welcome everybody. Let's start. Okay. Hafsa, Azdin Harji, fine. Okay. So, let's start. Today's lesson is about communication. The title is Responding to Good News and Bad News. Okay? So, you know Mr. Bean. So, I was told that Mr. Bean will be in Morocco next June. What do you think? Okay, so what do you think? So I was told that Mr. Bean will be in Morocco next June. Sorry. Yes, Awsar, welcome. So do you hear my question? So I don't know why I have this waiting for to start. Normally, we should start. I will see. Okay. Fine. So, Mr. Bean will be in Morocco next June. What do you think? Mm-hmm. So, write an answer. What do you think? Is it good news or bad news? Is it good news or bad news? When you hear that Mr. Bean will be in Morocco next June. Yes, so it's a good news, of course. Yeah. Now, we have this dialogue. We try to read it. Fine. The dialogue is between Sarah and Steve. Yes, Yusra, it's a good news. So, I will read the following dialogue. Please, you follow on the screen or using your student's book. Steve, I've got to talk to you. Sure, what's up? I really don't know how to say it, but I feel I ought to tell you. Just go ahead. What is it? Well, I'm really sorry to say that your son was caught red-handed this morning. What? What do you mean by red-handed? I saw him hanging around with some boys. They were smoking crack. Oh dear. Are you sure it was him? No way. Yes, I'm sure it was him. Okay, I will repeat. The dialogue is between Sarah and Steve. Steve, I've got to talk to you. Sure, what's up? I really don't know how to say it, but I feel I ought to tell you. Just go ahead. What is it? Well, I'm really sorry to say that your son was caught red-handed this morning. What? What do you mean by red-handed? I saw him hanging around with some boys. They were smoking. To go back to the dialogue and fill in this chart with expressions used to give good news and expressions used to respond to good news. Okay? So please, you try to do it and send it to me as a message. I will go back with the screen to the dialogue. Sorry. So, this is the dialogue. We have the first dialogue between Sarah and Steve, the second dialogue between Mehdi and Peter. What you will do is that you will fill in the charts, the first one with expressions that are used in this dialogue to give good news or to respond to good news. Yes? So, what is the first expression used to give good news in the first dialogue? Just write it here down. Mhm. Yes, waiting for you. Okay. So, yes, good. I've got some smashing news to tell you. This is an expression used to give good news. Okay. And what about the expression that is used to respond to this good news? Yes, waiting for you. Yes, we have. What is it? This is to ask. Okay. Mm-hmm. Do it quickly, please. Okay, so so the news here is given by the sentence, I've won first prize in the writing contest. Good. So wake up, please. Try to find the expressions. Okay, so we have this wow. Wow, we use it to respond to a good news. Excellent. Yes, we said good news. Okay. So we have that sounds exciting. This is a way, an expression to use to respond to a good news. When I hear a good news, I say that sounds exciting. So when you hear a good news, you can say wow. You can say that sounds exciting. You can say congratulations. Very good. Samah, I'm talking about expressions used in the dialogue to give good news. Mhm. Fine. So now we will move to the chart number 2. Fill in this chart with expressions used to give bad news or expressions used to respond to bad news. Okay? So we go back to the dialogue again. Okay. What are the expressions used to give bad news in the first dialogue and in the second dialogue? Okay, fine. Okay, so for bad news, we have, yeah, try please. Yes, I know we have some problems with connection, but we can still be online. So I'm waiting for your answer. Yeah, okay, so yes, I really don't know how to say it. This is an expression we use to give bad news. Mm-hmm. What else? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm really sorry to say that. Very good. Lubna and Samah Rikni. Good. I'm really sorry to say that. Yes, Yusra. And try to find now the expressions used to respond to this bad news? Yes. Yes, Karima, Bnazi. Yes, I have some news to tell you, Yusra. Good. So just keep with the dialogue, the first dialogue. We have an expression that Steve used to respond to the bad news. Yeah, good. Oh dear, oh dear. Are you sure it was him? So this oh dear, it is used as a response to for the bad news. Sorry. Great. Now, this is the key for chart number 1. You can correct your answers. So please correct the mistakes you had concerning expressions used to give good news and expressions used to respond to good news. Okay? This is the key for chart number 1. Correct your mistakes. Yes, Karima. I've got some smashing news to tell you. Yes, this is expressions used to give good news. Excellent. Okay, so we move then to K chart number 2. Correct please your mistakes. That is, we have I don't know how to say it, but I'm really sorry. These are expressions used to give bad news. And for expressions used to respond to bad news, we have just go ahead. What is it? Oh dear. These expressions up to the dialogue we had. Yes, Rehab. Fine. Now, the expressions that we have seen in the dialogue, they are not only the ones that exist in English, but we have more expressions. So now we will try to learn more expressions that we use to express good news. Let's start. We can say, I'm really pleased to tell you. When I want to give you a good news, I say, I'm really pleased to tell you. I've got a bit of good news to tell you. I've got some good or some brilliant or some great or some wonderful, or I've got some splendid news for you. So all these are expressions to use when you want to give good news to someone. You know what? I've got a bit of great news for you. Great news for you? But when I say I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. This is not expressing good. Yes. Fine. When you want to respond to good news, we say, wow, that sounds exciting. That's great. How fantastic. So here I'm responding to good news. When I hear the good news, I say, what fantastic, what good, what brilliant, or what great, or what wonderful news, what splendid news. Or I can say, that's good. Okay. That sounds like great news. Or I can say, congratulations. That's wonderful. That's fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. I can say great news or incredible, super, sounds great. I can also say lucky you, or I can respond by oh, how wonderful, or I can say I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Great. Now we will learn more expressions that are used to express bad news and to respond to bad news. Okay, so for expressing bad news, I can say, I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. Or, I'm so sorry, bad. Or, I'm sorry to have to tell you that. Or I can say, I know this isn't what you want to hear, but again, I can use I'm afraid to inform you of, and so I say something that is bad news. And then I can say, it is my unfortunate duty to tell you that when I am not happy to come and to tell you, but no one will tell you, only me. That's why I say it is my unfortunate duty to tell you that. Okay, something happened. And I can use, I really feel bad to have to say this, but, and I can also use, I really don't know how to say it, but. All these are expressions that we use to give bad news. Great. So I can now move to expression or expressions that are used for bad news when you want to respond to bad news. I can say when I hear a bad news, I say okay, I'm awfully sorry that, or I'm sorry to hear that, or I'm sorry to hear such terrible news. I can say, my goodness. Okay, when I receive bad news, poor you. Okay, I do sympathize with you, or please accept my deepest sympathy, or I know how you must be feeling. Okay, and I can say that must be awful, or I can use oh dear like we have seen in the dialogue, or I can respond with too bad, or that's awful, that's a pity, that's unfortunate. Good. So Sarah, I'm trying to explain the lesson, okay, and for you, and from time to time I look okay at your messages. Fine. So these are the most common expressions that are used to give bad news or to respond to bad news. So please try to memorize these expressions. Now look at this. We have, like for example, a father and a mother. The father say, "My son was caught cheating in the exam." So this is it a bad news or a good news? And how she will respond to this news? Okay? Yes. So try to use one of the expressions that I have explained so far, but pay attention. You should use the right expression. That means first you have to recognize, is it bad news or good news? Then you will use the right expression. Yes. Okay. Waiting for you. Yes. So the father say, my son was caught cheating in the exam. Yes. Okay, great. Yes, it maybe the yes, maybe the wife will say, "Oh dear, I'm really sorry about that." Yes, very good. This is a way to respond to bad news. So this is a bad news. That's why you give like this response. You say, "Oh dear, I'm really sorry about that." Now we move to the second one. We have two friends, and one said, I've won 100 millions in the lottery. Is it a bad news or good news first? Yes, it's a good or bad. Okay, for this picture concerning two friends, good news because he's very happy and say, I've won 100 millions in the lottery. So what can be his friend's reaction? What is the expression, the right expression that we will use to respond to good news? Okay, so yes, congratulations, very good. For the students who they are still responding to the first task, I'm reading their answers. For example, yes, dear, I'm sorry to tell you that your child was caught cheating in the examination or the exam. Yes, Sorry about this. He will get a 0. I'm sorry to hear that. Mhm. So we move to the second one. We say that his friend is has won 100 millions in the lottery, and so this is a good news. And what will be the response? I received a message saying congratulations. Yes, good. Congratulations. What else can it be? Yes. Okay. What else? I'm really sorry. You are still in the first picture. I'm waiting for the answer about the second picture. Yeah. Okay. Suppose your friends come to you and say, I have won 100 millions in the lottery. So what you will say? Yes, good news. I'm happy to hear that. Very good. Yes, I'm happy to hear that. You can use other expressions that we have learned in this situation. Yes? Yes, Ridwan, Wisal, Karima, Anna, Samah, Lubna, Yusra, Rehab, Shtaini, Hafsa, Muhammad Kazimi, Iman, Twijer, Yasir, Yusra, Rikni, we say it, Hafsa, Akit, and okay, great. Shmei, Selma. Yes. So I'm waiting for you to express, uh, to use expressions to respond to this good news. Wow, I'm so happy for you. Karima Bnazi, very good. I'm happy to hear that, Sana. Rikni. Congratulations, you Yusra. Very good. Astin Hardi, good news. Very good. And Yusra Galasan, happy to hear that. Very good. Rehab, oh really? I'm so happy for you. Lubna, wow, congratulations. And Behesh, good news. I'm very, I'm very happy for you. Okay, congratulations, Wisal. Okay, so I'm glad to hear that. Excellent. Yes, you have done good job. Let's move. Now, look, you have Paul Okay, so I will wait till you will receive this screen and then I will start. Good. I will keep this up so as you can. Mhm. Okay, so just try to make this up. Thank you. Yes, Aziza, thank you so much. So this app help to maintain the live. Yes, Aisha Abu Talib. So I please try to make this app, write it and send it so as we can keep the screen. So as the screen can move because it is fixed on the last slide. Yeah. I will try to fix this soon. Okay. So look, this is the exercise we want to start. Fine. We have Paul is a student in a British university. Due to the news of the death of his mother, he receives messages of condolences. Kathy has just been offered a post of senior manager. Now, look at these 10 messages sent to Paul and Kathy. What you will do is you read the above messages and separate those sent to Paul from those sent to Kathy by ticking the appropriate boxes. For example, you will read, great news, you deserve it. Is it? This message, is it sent to Paul or to Kathy? What do you think? Yes. We said that Paul is a student in a British university. Due to the news of the death of his mother, he receives messages of condolences. Kathy has just been offered a post of senior manager. So, great news, you deserve it. It's sent to Great. It's sent to Kathy. Let's move now to the second one. Be quick, please. Please accept our deepest sympathy for the death of your mother. So this is very clear. This message is sent to Yes. It's sent to Very good. A very good Rehab. Now, we said number 2. Okay, move to number 2. Percy sent, please accept our deepest sympathy for the death of your mother. So, is for Paul or for Kathy, this message? Yes, good. It's for Paul. Yes. And the third one, congratulations. So this message, was it sent to Paul or Kathy? Yes. Very good. To Paul or Kathy? Yes, very good. So to Kathy. Now we move to Constance. She sent, happy to hear that you were promoted. Happy to hear that you were promoted. Happy to hear that you're promoted. Is for Yes, the message is for Kathy. Great. Now, Diana wrote a message. My heart is saddened by the death of your mother. Is it to Paul or Kathy? It's very easy. Yes, it's to Paul. Well, we move to Adrienne. My deepest sympathy is with you. So, is it an expression that we use for good news or bad news? Yeah, is it for Paul or for Kathy? Yes? Good. It's for Paul. Yeah. And she sent a message. Fantastic. Fantastic. So fantastic. Is it for Paul or for Paul or for Kathy? Yes. So this fantastic is for yes. So fantastic is for Kathy. Yes, because it's a response to good news. Now, Michael, nice to hear that you've been appointed senior manager in that important company. So for Paul or Kathy? Yes, it's for so you yeah. Yes, so when I say nice to hear that you've been appointed senior manager in that important company. Yes, very good. This is for Kathy. The last one. The last one. You will be in my thoughts and prayers, Stephanie. So this message is sent to whom? Yeah? Great. Okay. So now we have finished this task, and these are the key to correct your mistakes. Okay, so I let you a while to correct your mistakes. Go ahead. Yes. Quickly, please. Waiting for you to finish. And then you write finish so as we can proceed. Okay, so Paul sentence 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, and Kathy 1, 4, 5, 8, 9. That's very good. Very good. This now we have already the key on the screen. Yes, you can copy the correction. Yes, hi, how are you? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we move now to the following task. Look, you will use these situations to make three short dialogues. Okay, so I will repeat. You will use the following situations to make three short dialogues. The first situation is about your Epol who got the best grades in her school. Fine. The second situation is about your American friend John who had a terrible accident and he is now at the hospital. The third situation is about your Epol. He has just got a scholarship to pursue his studies in an important university. Fine. So, as I said, you have three situations. You will use each situation to write a short dialogue. And in this dialogue, you will use expressions to say or to give good news and respond to good news, or expressions to give bad news and to respond to bad news. It depends on the situation. Okay, a situation that includes good news, you will of course use expressions for that concern, and the opposite. Okay. For the first situation is clear. You have a Nepal and he got the best grades in her school. What you will say, what is the dialogue between you and your Nepal? And then the situation number two is that your American friend had a terrible accident and he is now at the hospital. Okay. The third situation is about a Nepal that has just got a scholarship to pursue his studies in an important university. What you will do is to make three short dialogues. Fine. Where and how will you submit this homework? You will do it under this video. Please, you will find the video. Under the video, you will write your three dialogues. Okay? This is a way to submit. Fine. I will find your work near your name. If you use a nickname, put between parentheses your real name and then followed by the three dialogues. I will correct. Fine. If you receive like, that means it was good. If you receive dislike, that means your work wasn't good. Fine. So, I hope that you understand what I have explained so far concerning this lesson. If you find something not clear, write to me in a comment. I will read it and then I will answer. Good? So, it's time now to say goodbye and thank you for attending this important lesson. Please, my advice to you is to write the lesson on your notebook and then make the homework and submit it under this video. Any lesson I do, I try to make a summary under the video in the part of description, or what we call in Arabic صندوق الوصف. You will find there what concerns each lesson. Fine.